that's the $1 million question that almost every single entrepreneur asks me when they're asking for advice is, how do you balance work life?
It's hard being a working mom. My day is just chaotic because I could get called into a showing at 3 p.m. and not be able to pick the kids up, right? Yeah. So it's not easy because I not only am a team leader, a real estate agent, I have clients, I'm a keynote speaker. I travel a lot around the country speaking on stages in front of lots of real estate agents, teaching them on how to do more for their sellers, market their listings better, build personal brands on Instagram. Okay. So there's a lot going on.
Welcome to Flying High with Cam.
Yayo.
A podcast where I combine two things I love.
This is insane.
Interviewing the most successful people I know.
You're the baddest guy in town.
While flying helicopters.
Engine failure.
Fly with me. I want to hear your stories, learn from your experiences, and build a community. This is Flying High with Cam. All right, welcome to Flying High with Cam. I have my second guest that turned me down. I'm so sad. Wait, did I hold up 3? I said my third, Stephen Hunter. Okay, blooper. This is the third. Man, I suck at sales. This is the third person that's turned me down from Flying High with Cam. Maybe it's Lexi, doing the pitch. That's horrible. But anyways, I have Shannon Gillette with me today. I can't wait, guys. The things that she's doing is absolutely phenomenal. She's going to sell 220 homes this year in the real estate market. But what's cool is she's doing little things every single day to build her brand and keep her at the top of her game. So stay tuned if you want to learn more. One of the things when I was looking at your page, that's like, if I'm a real estate agent, I'm copying everything you're doing, because every single day, like, you're putting out a crazy amount of posts about just being a realtor. So like, talk to me about being a real estate agent and how you became like who you are. You said you're going to sell 220 homes this year.
Yeah, I'm proud to lead one of the top real estate teams here in Arizona. And I built my business the non-traditional way through building a personal brand and through YouTube.
Yeah.
People used to think I was crazy, and I definitely, posted a lot of my life and my kids, and before it was a trend. Yeah. I left new home sales in 2014 to start in this resale career. And did you know that 87% of real estate agents fail within the first 2 years?
I didn't know it was that high. I knew it was like high, but 87%, that's insane.
Yeah, there's over 55,000 licensed real estate agents in the state of Arizona. Yeah.
Okay, so new home sales. I just want you to break it down. So is it just what you think it is? Just like, hey, new construction, you're there, because when you go look at like the model homes, it's like there's an agent sitting there waiting for you. Is that who you were for 8 years?
Yeah. So I barely graduated from high school, didn't go to college. My first job out of high school.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. My first job out of high school was leasing apartments, which transitioned into a job as a new home sales consultant for one of the largest builders in the country. And
who is that?
Pulte Homes. Okay. So from 2006 to 2014, I was a new home sales consultant during the recession, during one of the hardest real estate markets in the history of time. And during the recession, I was the top new home sales consultant in the country.
How do you do that? Is it that agent that I'm picturing? Like, you know what I'm talking about? When you go, there's like 3 or 4
You just are in the garage.
You're in the garage.
You just sell new homes. That was me for 8 years. Yes.
Wow.
And it's proof that, man, in any market or any type of recession, like, you can find success. You just have to have a really strong work ethic. You need to know how to overcome objections, have some sales skills, work hard. Nothing comes easy, right? Yeah. So new home sales was a great career, but my husband and I started to have a family, and new home sales, you have no flexibility. You live in the sales office, weekends, late nights, and once I had kids, I'm like, man, I'm always at work. Yeah. I would drive to work crying. I missed my oldest son's first steps. I was sitting in my new home sales office, got a video of his first steps. I'm like, this is so hard. But I was so scared to leave the stable income because I knew being a real estate agent has such a high failure rate.
Has it always been 87? Like, has that stat always been 87%? Was it lower in the past? Does that fluctuate during recession, or what is that?
As far as I know, because it's fairly easy to get your real estate license, and it looks really fun.
You
from
say
the
that.
outside.
I don't know. Well, I know a lot of people that have failed that test, including myself a few times.
Oh, okay. Did you get your license?
So I always wanted to do real estate. Like, my whole family's in real estate, but not in in the type of real estate you're in, they buy and sell dirt, like raw land.
Okay.
And so that's why I got my license in helicopters and airplanes, is because my dad would show investors land in the air. And I thought that was really cool. So from 16 years old to like 17 and a half, 18, I got all my licenses. Yeah. And then from 18, I went to the real estate class, the schooling, which was just brutal, especially for a high school student. And so right before my mission for my church, I left at 19. I took the test once, I failed it. And like I left on my mission 3 weeks later. And so I don't know. I regret not like pushing harder, but it was kind of like an excuse. I'm like, I'm leaving for 2 years in a couple of years. Or in a couple of weeks, I just failed this test. Like I'm done. Like I'm burnt out, you know? And coming from a kid that like didn't do very well in school because I just didn't focus probably. But I don't know. So you say it's easy, but I know a lot of people that have failed that test and like never, you know, saw it through.
That is true. I did have to take my test a few times.
You got to give yourself some credit there. Let's go.
But a lot of people get their license, right? 55,000 in the Phoenix area. And when I left new home sales, I wanted to find a way to attract business to me. I don't want to cold call. I don't want to door knock. I don't want to buy leads. I didn't have money to buy leads. So I did something that was really scary.
And what year is this in? So you said you started in 2006. So is this 2014?
It was 2014 when I finally took that scary risk of leaving a stable income, a good new home sales career to start fresh in residential resale. And I had 3 young kids. One was a newborn, no money to buy leads. I didn't know how I was going to find any clients. The average person knows 8 real estate agents. Why would they hire me?
Right.
But around that time, I was following people on Instagram outside of the real estate industry, like Kristen from the Lifestyle Co. And what I found that I loved was they were sharing their personal lives. I felt like I knew them, and I've never met them in person, but I knew their dog's name, their family. Like I felt almost like they were a friend.
Right.
And I was like, man, these people are building personal brands before it was a trend. This was not normal back in 2014.
Which is crazy to think about, right? Like 2015, Instagram came out, I think around when we started Green Mango, 2010, but it didn't get traction for a while. So when you're talking about like sharing your personal brand, you know, YouTube, like you're very early stages of that. That's awesome.
Small business owners had their business page, which was very much Canva graphic business stuff. And then, but I noticed people like Kristen, she was like talking in her car into the camera, sharing her girls, sharing her dogs. And I was like, man, I enjoy following this content. I love seeing what people have going on during the day, not just a nonstop commercial, because people are going to Instagram to escape reality. They're not going there to be sold to. Right. And so many business owners are using the platform to just be like, buy my product, buy my service. Here's my new house for sale, just sold. Nobody wants to follow that.
Yeah.
So real estate agents really weren't leaning into their personal brand back then. They had 2 pages. So I took that risk. I'm like, man, I'm just going to delete my business page, make my personal page public, and start sharing my life and sprinkle in my job. Yeah. Because we all have a personal brand, no matter how old you are, who you are, like you have a personal brand.
Whether it's good or bad, you have that brand.
Yeah. Like what makes you besides your job? Nobody just wants to see your job all day and nonstop commercials. So I started doing that, and I committed to posting 5 Instagram stories a day, every day of the year, every day. Like there's
2015.
Every day of the year. And I didn't know what would come of it. Something told me just keep doing it. Yeah. So it's not easy, right? Social media is a lot of work, but every day brought my followers along on the inside of my daily life. Back then, I only had maybe 100 followers. Now I have 65,000 followers. But I just stayed consistent and disciplined. And maybe within 6 months, I started to get calls. People were like, Shannon, will you list my house? And I was like,
we feel like we know you. We love you. Yeah.
And I would show up to their house and they'd open the front door and say, you're much taller in person. And I'm like, So it was so cool. It was so cool to just stay consistent and disciplined with that. But I think ultimately a lot of people give up too fast before they see that success. Yeah. So I stuck with it. And then I also committed to filming a lot of video content. We do listing videos. We have one of the best listing marketing platforms in the entire industry. Just a few weeks ago, I was speaking on stage in front of 10,000 realtors in Dallas.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's been cool.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I love what you said. And I've talking, to Lexi about this. Like, I just want to focus on this because I feel like that's where people miss out. And it's just the daily consistency.
Yeah.
And you say like 5 stories, that takes, 20 seconds
2 minutes a
each
day.
video, a couple minutes a day. And people think, oh, that's so small that it's not going to move the needle.
Yeah.
And then they're like, so then they don't do it because they think it's not going to move the needle. But when you think about 2 minutes every single day compounded over a week, a month, a year, over, now 9 years, now you are who you are because of that. And it's so powerful. And I don't know, I want people to remember that are listening to this, is that even though you feel like it's small every single day, that compound effect is real. And I need to remember it right now because like I talk about my little boy a lot. He's 11 years old and you can relate to this. Your kids are in sports. You said they're in football and in basketball. And right now I'm trying to teach my little boy, work ethic. And I'm trying to teach him about, I know he wants to be great at basketball, but he still doesn't like know what it's really going to take to be a top athlete.
Yeah.
And right now I'm telling him, hey, shoot 100 shots a day, 100 shots and 250 dribbles. Yeah. That takes maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes when we're doing it and it's over after 10 minutes, I'm like, man, I should have pushed him harder and made him do more, even though he's done. But I just have to keep remembering that, hey, 100 shots a day and 250 dribbles a day compounded over a week, a month, a year, over, by the time he's in high school, he's in 5th grade right now. So over the next 4 years, like who's he going to be when he's a sophomore in high school? Like hopefully he's on the starting 5 and he's doing those things. And like, that's what it takes to become successful in business, right?
Yeah.
It's just that compound effect of little actions every single day. If a real estate agent is watching this right now, like what does it take to become successful in today's market, in your opinion?
Well, I think the biggest problem in all industries right now is work ethic and small business owners. Like everyone wants that overnight success. They want to post one Instagram reel and get a ton of calls, or they want to, spend 1 hour a week cold calling and see tons of results. Like nobody wants to put in the work, I find, or it's very rare. So you need a strong work ethic, and you can outbeat the other 55,000 real estate agents in the state of Arizona by just working hard and not giving up, because there's no immediate result. Like it takes time. So if a real estate agent's just starting out and they just simply post 5 stories a day and take people along on an inside of their day and maybe go out and film some beautiful homes, Instagram reels, like if you're consistent, you'll see results from that.
You think that is still the recipe for success today?
I think just being consistent and disciplined in 1 or 2 things, right? Yeah. So I've always focused on professional video content, listing marketing. I want to be known as having the best listing marketing in the entire industry. Yeah. Like we don't take any shortcuts for our sellers, no matter what the price point, from a $100,000 manufactured home to a $5 million listing. We have YouTube videos with 100,000 views. We're literally selling our listings to the people that saw the Instagram reel or the YouTube video. So I've committed, like, man, we will film a professional listing video for every home we list, no exceptions, no shortcuts. And I have committed to posting on my Instagram story every single day. Yeah. I batch film content for reels. So those are the 2 things I focus on, and we'll sell over 220 homes this year because of it, right? So a brand new agent's like, man, just pick 2 things and be consistent every single day. Treat this as a full-time job, not a hobby, and you will see results.
Dang, I love that. I saw one Instagram post where you talked about how you're representing your client now, who's your first agent or listing over $1 million. What was that like? That had to have been like super exciting, right? Yeah. How do you break that barrier from $900,000 homes, $500,000 homes to finally like the $1 million, and you just said $5 million. So what's that like?
I feel like a real estate agent will understand, or really any small business owner, when you finally get that client that takes a chance on you, right? Because back then they were listing $1 million home, which was a lot of money back then. Now it's like, man, you can get like a condo for $1 million. Yeah. But they trusted me with their biggest asset. I'm like, man, that like,
how far in was this?
So that probably was like 2017 or so. Like once I started, like, because you don't start selling multi-million-dollar homes day one. Right. So they trusted me. We saw great success. We literally found the buyer from their listing video marketing. And then fast forward to 2024, they were selling their $3.4 million home. And of course they called us up. And, but yeah, it means a lot, right? And it's tough to get started. And that's why, like, as a real estate agent, you have to surround yourself with the right people, or even joining a team, right? Like, it's tough to just be on your own.
Yeah.
But I was we call it a solo agent, like by yourself.
Yeah.
Until 2020, I was very like anti building a team. I wanted to do everything myself. I couldn't trust anyone with my brand. No one could do it as good as me.
I feel you there.
But I just had so much inbound business. Like, I was spread so thin, working 7 days a week,
Really?
late
From
nights.
all the leads
like,
that you were generating.
yeah, because I was everything to all clients, like every
Yeah.
home inspection, every final walkthrough, every showing. Like, it was just me. And of course, I had a videographer and a transaction coordinator. But I slowly started building a team. And I think a really big like game changer for me was hiring a coach. I used to think I don't need a coach either. And my coach sees all the gaps in my business,
Yeah.
right? It's like, Shannon, you need to grow a team like you have. So now I lead a team of 11.
That's awesome. Talk to me about the touch points that you keep after you sell a home to for someone, or, represent them on the buy side. What are those touch points to stay in contact with them? Because I imagine like the repeat business is huge for you.
Yeah.
Like what do you found that's worked?
So I know everyone says this, but we love our clients. We love our community.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
We actually have a client appreciation event every single month, whether it's renting out the Seville Golf and Country Club water park, or renting out a movie theater to premiere like the latest movie, or free ice cream night.
Really? Every single month?
Every single month, actually more than 12 a year. So we want to build a culture with our clients where people tell us we want to be a Gillette Group client just to be able to come to your events.
Yeah.
We're investing a lot of money in really amazing events, and that gets us in front of our clients, hear from us every single month after they close. We see them. We do free family photos around the holidays. We do a crazy Easter egg hunt with 13,000 eggs and a staycation at Great Wolf Lodge. Like, we're constantly giving back to our clients.
Okay.
And we have our videographer at every single client event. So now we're getting that content out there. I've got a large following. So people see, man, the Gillette Group really cares about their clients.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we didn't provide a great service, our clients would never want to come to these events, right? They all sell out. We've got hundreds of clients at all of them. And that's really important to us. Also, giving back to the community is really important to us. My husband and I started a nonprofit that serves the local foster kids living in group homes. So we do several different shopping spree events throughout the year. At Christmas, we take over 300 kids on a shopping spree at Walmart, and we invite our clients out to help these kids shop. We just took a bunch of kids to get new shoes before school started. So we're seeing our clients all throughout the year after they close. So we're hopefully top of mind when it's time for them to sell or move again.
That's cool. I was not expecting that as an answer.
Oh.
Like anyone that's ran a company, like I was trying to do quarterly parties for our employees. Like even quarterly is exhausting. So the fact that you're doing those every single month for your people, what's like the show rate of that? Like, do you get 50% of your clients that you've represented come to that? Is it friends and family, or what is it?
Everyone sells out. So for example, we do free family photos for the holidays. It's one of our most successful events because, as you know, having a family, like hiring a photographer to take family photos is now like $500, right? So we have 5 photographers. They're like mini sessions where you book a spot, you come out, take some pictures. The parents love it. At like
a studio or out?
Just like out at a park, like a beautiful park or something. Like, parents love it because it's short. You get your picture for your Christmas card. You stay, have some dessert, and leave. Every spot fills up. Like, our clients know. So you
like send out a mass email to all
they
your
know,
clients
like,
and say, hey,
we
the
got
first 20 people that respond.
Oh, we have hundreds. Like,
or the first 100 people, or how do you do it?
Well, we just have spots. They all fill up for every event. So they know our clients are trained now. Like, right when we get the email, we get our spot. Like, Lion King is coming out this December, a new Lion King movie. So we rented out the biggest theater that Harkins has, like seats over 400 people. We'll send the email out. We will book all, because it's all free, right? So we will fill up and sell out within a day or two.
But you're just saying like first come, first serve, essentially.
Yeah, you just have to get your ticket fast.
Such a great idea.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Our Easter egg hunt is amazing because we have thousands of eggs. We have a DJ, we have bounce houses, but the eggs are filled with really amazing prizes. Like, there's a golden egg that has a staycation at Great Wolf Lodge. Cool. So we have hundreds of people. The kids are so excited because they want to find that golden egg and tons of prizes.
Where do you do it at?
Gilbert Regional Park.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah. So client events have been huge. And it's funny, the little ones, like for Mother's Day, it's a theme every month. So Mother's Day, we just send out a barcode to go enjoy free Starbucks. And the moms love this. And then we always want
unlimited or like,
well, we trust our clients. They're very trustworthy. Like, so we send out a barcode where you literally could go and just buy whatever you want. And we can see what everyone's buying. There'll be a few people that throw in like a breakfast item. I'm like, man, that's kind of shady, but whatever. So they go out, they get their free coffee. You could get like one coffee.
But to all the mothers, so if you have 400 mothers, you're buying coffee for the 400 mothers. They all go out.
They are so appreciative. And then the key to this, if any business owners are listening and they want to do client events, you want your clients to post this on Instagram. So incentivize them to post it. So every event, like we just had free ice cream night a few weeks ago at 3 locations, one in Arcadia, Gilbert, and Queen Creek, where you come out and you get free ice cream. We had hundreds of people come out and our team was there to hand them like a free ice cream card. But we want them to post their free ice cream on Instagram. And then we have an extra raffle, like just for posting that you're here, you get entered into another raffle because now all their followers are like, my real estate agent doesn't do anything. You're always at all these fun events with the Gillette group.
Dang. And I love the name, by the way, too. It's such a cool name.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. So like you're busy and you have 3 kids. What, like, how do you balance everything? Like that's the $1 million question that almost every single entrepreneur asks me when they're asking for advice is, how do you balance work life?
It's hard being a working mom. Thankfully, I have a very supportive husband that really, I mean, I couldn't do any of it without him. Like he is that takes the kids to school, picks them up because my life is just
Does he work as well or is
he does. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a business owner and things. So he has a flexible schedule.
Yeah.
But he knows that like my day is just chaotic because I could get called into a showing at 3 p.m. and not be able to pick the kids up, right? So couldn't do it without him. But it's not easy because I not only am a team leader, a real estate agent, I have clients, I'm a keynote speaker. I travel a lot around the country speaking on stages in front of lots of real estate agents, teaching them on how to do more for their sellers, market their listings better, build personal brands on Instagram. Okay. So there's a lot going on. But 2 of my main I think things that I've learned over the past few years that has helped is figuring out your hourly rate. I grew up super poor, raised by a single mom, want to do everything myself. I was getting up at 4 a.m. to make my YouTube thumbnails, but yet I'm selling a lot of homes. That doesn't make sense, right? Like figuring out your hourly rate. This sounds bad, but
yes, here we go.
No, but even I hate to even admit this, but even my hair, right? So I have long hair and to blow dry my hair could take an hour, right? So that's an hour of my life doing my hair because I do a lot of content videos. Yeah. So I have a membership to Dry Bar. So I have someone else blow dry my hair.
I love it.
And while I'm sitting there, I'm working, right? Yeah. So that's an hour of my life where I pay someone to do my hair. Yeah. I can work for an hour. It makes sense for me. Yeah. Yesterday I was getting my hair done and my hairstylist is because I'm typing on my computer, text, phone, ding, ding, ding. And she goes, is that how your day is every day? And I go, yes, all day long. She goes, that's not healthy, Shannon. I'm like, I know. I just still need to figure that out. But figuring out what can you take off your plate, right? Hiring a house cleaner, all of that. Can't do that day one. But once your hourly rate is above that, that is huge, right? Because that is hard as a working mom because are we the ones that are supposed to be cooking, cleaning? I can't cook. What? Sometimes I got home at 7:30 last night. My kids made macaroni and cheese. It's, it is what it is. So that, I think having a coach, somebody to hold you accountable to really help you hire the people to help as well. And I also got a few years ago a virtual assistant. It sounds silly, but even just that was huge because she now is doing those things that I was doing that just aren't a good use of my time.
Yeah. How would you rate yourself on a score of work-life balance on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're the best?
On an average day, not good. But what I do well is
I love the honesty.
Yeah, because it's my phone rings. If I were to look at my phone, I probably missed 20 calls just sitting here. I work very, very hard when we're here in town. But what we do really well as a family is we travel often. So I always have a trip on the horizon and I work you as a real estate agent, you have to be available 7 days a week.
Yeah.
People, like, you can't just hand your phone over. Like, we have
They want to talk to you.
Yeah, we have 23 active listings right now. Like, at any given time, we have a lot of homes under contract. I have to have my phone on me at all times. Like, if I'm sitting in a movie, like, I have to be available. There's a lot of emergencies that come up in real estate, urgent situations.
Yeah, urgent.
So, yeah, I mean, like, someone could be locked out of a house or an offer coming in.
Yeah.
Like, if you were putting an offer on your dream home and it was 9:00 at night, wouldn't you want a real estate agent that's available to send over that counter? Like, you could lose your dream home if you're a real estate agent's like, oh no, I'm done at 5. Like, you can't do that. We're available all the time. So that is a problem, but we travel often. So I have a goal to bring my kids around the world before they turn 18. Cool. So we've been, they've been to China. We went to Europe this summer.
Nice.
And although I am still available and I still get calls when I'm on vacation, that has helped me because I always have something on the horizon. So anytime my kids are on a break, we are going somewhere.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. And do your kids understand that? Because, I mean, you said 9, 11, and 14, right? Yeah. Like, I know my 8-year-old she thinks she understands, but I don't know if she fully understands. Like, hey, dad's always has to work, right? So do they get it? Or I saw your one reel where you're like, the 3 kids were outside on the patio and you're I'm working. They're like, are you?
I know. It is really hard because especially a job where like we have an office, but a lot of times I'm working from home or I'm on my computer. So they see me, I'm physically there, but I'm at work, right? Yeah. So that it can be very difficult. And I think my kids will probably need therapy from it, right? Because mom's always on her computer, always on her phone. Yeah, it's difficult. I am not any type of expert in that. I'm still a work in progress.
Your idea. I love the honesty too of like, hey, I work hard, but then we have trips to plan for, and I'm sure the kids look forward to that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the HGTV stuff that you did.
Yeah.
How'd that come about? What is it like?
Yeah. So, it's been really cool since I've committed to like listing videos, right? I do a lot of video content, been doing that since 2015. My first videos were horrible, but the more you're on camera, the better you get. Right. So we've had a lot of TV opportunities. So I have a TV show that airs on HGTV. I'm a host for called American Dream. So what we get to do is feature small businesses really here in our area, like the Phoenix Southeast Valley. Yeah. We've interviewed a lot of the mayors and just share the lifestyle because I think it's important for real estate agents to really be sharing that content on their YouTube as well, like not just homes, but what is it like to live here? Right. So we have a lot of people moving from out of state and things like that. So that's been cool and good exposure just, for our team and even for our sellers because we can feature some of our like really nice listings on TV as well.
Okay, cool. What gets you excited right now? So it seems like you're always like going. Is there a goal of like 300 homes a year? Is it like, what is it? Like, what's the next couple of years look like for you?
Well, I think what gets me excited is I love the saying, like, we are blessed to be a blessing. Okay. And we had an incredible opportunity to buy an office space in Queen Creek on an acre with orange trees. And it's where our Gillette Group headquarters is. But also we've been able to donate the space back for so many cool things. So we do a lot with the foster kids. Yeah. So we had a prom for a group home of foster teenage girls. They couldn't go to a traditional prom. So we had prom at our office with a DJ. And we took them shopping for dresses. And we had hairstylists there to help them get ready. And like for one night, we had a beautiful dinner. For one night, they could feel like loved and appreciative. So that's what gets me going is like, how can I make a difference in the world? How can I give back? And also provide a great experience for my clients, right? Like this is their biggest asset. It's all like, it's fun to like joke about like, oh, it's just a house or whatever. Like this is their home. This is where they raise their family. And if they trust us to list their home, like this is one of their biggest assets. Like we shouldn't be taking any shortcuts. So the more I can just make a difference in the world is what inspires me. Cool. Yeah.
I think you're doing it with all those little things, the company party events that you're holding or the, client events that you're doing once a month, I think is like, if I had to guess just from like the short interaction that we've had together, like that's what's really making you who you are. Like that goes a long ways. People love that. And then of course the personal brand, letting people in, which isn't easy to do, right? But the consistency of doing it day in and day out, like I think that's awesome. How do you keep the buy-in with your employees? Like you said, you have 11 people on your team. The turnover rate is 87%. How are you helping your people not fall into that stat?
Well, I've built my team the non-traditional way. So most team leaders, they'll just bring on anyone with a real estate license. For every one agent we bring on to our team, we have 50 applicants. We've only ever opened up spots to the public twice. We're a very highly sought after team, especially here in the Phoenix East Valley, because we have an incredible culture. Like I've been very intentional to bring on really good agents, like experienced. I mean, we all share the same values. Like we pray before meetings. Like these are people I would want to hang out with.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, we're a little different. I bring them all. We just came back from Dallas. Like I bring them all on an all expense paid trip to Dallas. We have an incredible company Christmas party with like a limo bus, and we're going to like the game show place in Chandler and a nice dinner. Like I take them to the dry bar to get their hair done and pedicures. Like I give back to the team. I want to build a culture where they love it. Like, so that's been really good, and being really intentional about who we bring on, because I cannot be around negativity. I like to be a very positive person. And have you heard like the fuzzy strawberry analogy?
I don't think so.
Like if you have a fuzzy strawberry, like I don't even care if like there's an agent that could make me a ton of money. If they're negative, or what I like to say, a fuzzy strawberry or a bad apple, like it's not worth it. My quality of life and just being around positivity is more important than anything. So we have a fairly small team of 11, right? I could have 50 or 100 agents and probably be making a lot more money, but it's not worth it to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. With those 11, how do you motivate them, or do you need to, because they're so experienced and the commissions are motivating enough?
Yeah. Well, I think communication is key. So we're communicating with each other every single day. I also have them in coaching. So my coach coaches them.
Really?
I think that's really powerful to have your team have a coach as well. And then just getting together for meetings and just staying. I think when you have a really positive team, like it's just a fun place to come to, and you're motivated, and also, they're really good agents, so they motivate each other, right? We do the different contests and things like that.
Yeah. So you're doing a lot for your customers. You're doing a lot for your employees. People are listening to this and saying, okay, I want to do that, but how do you allocate a budget towards that? Like, what is your budget? How do you do that? Because you're spending a lot of money on everything. Yeah. What would you recommend? How do you go about it?
Yeah, and that's the tough thing, because you can't do this
all day. You don't know how many homes you're going to sell next
year,
right?
I know. I think that's where my faith comes into play, right? Of just like, okay, this doesn't really make sense, but like, let's just do it. Even from day one of like, it doesn't make sense. Why am I going to share 5 stories a day on my Instagram? But like, just do it, Shannon. And now it makes sense, because I have been given an incredible platform where I am in front of thousands of people every single day. I hope that I am motivating them or, making a difference in the community. So I mean, I just want to make the best of it. And as far as budget goes, like, I feel like God always provides. Like even when the market was getting crazy during like 2022, like I never got scared. I was just like, it's going to work out,
you're
right?
Still rolling the events. You're still doing the drive-bys. You're still doing the parties with all your people. Even
when we had the crazy busy real estate market in 2020, where everything had multiple offers, we were still doing professional listing videos. Every listing still had its own website. We were still doing ads. And the real estate community literally told me I was crazy. They're like, Shannon, why are you doing this on a home that'll get multiple offers? And I go, well, our listings are getting more offers and they're selling for more than yours. Like that was the time when we could have cut costs. We could have said, oh, we're not going to invest in this. We never stopped. We continued to market, because I think when you have your client first of like what's right for them, they've trusted you with their biggest asset. For me to say, oh, I'm going to take a shortcut and not do a professional video of your home, like that's a disservice to them. And we just serve our clients well in our community. And like, I don't ever stress about budgets or if maybe we're not going to sell any homes this month, because I know it'll all work out.
Dang. So how much are you spending a year on average for your employees and for your customers?
Yeah. Client appreciation is about $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I would say just employee appreciation, I guess you could say, is maybe around $30,000, like especially considering like the all expense paid trips and different things like that. That's just for like
awesome.
extras. Of course,
Yeah.
we have a lot of expenses for
Right,
just
right.
our marketing and things like
And
that.
are your videographers in-house, like they're full-time on payroll with you, or?
So because we film so much content, we had a week where we listed 20 homes in 1 week.
Really?
I had an on staff like videographer and they couldn't keep up because
Yeah.
we film so much. I'm filming almost every single day.
Yep.
And we found an incredible media team here in just
Cool.
the Phoenix East Valley where
Just
we
kinda made it a little
hire them
easier.
because they have editors, they have multiple videographers. So we're doing it that way versus having it in-house. I just
Yeah.
didn't have a good success with
Cool.
that.
Well, thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thanks.
You're crushing it. I love it.
Yeah,
It's so
thank
cool
you.
to see. And what I love the most is like, it's the little things that you're doing every single day that have made you who you are, and it's continued to make you who you are today. So
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Sorry we're not in the air right now, but
I'm gonna get you. I feel like you've opened up the door just enough
Yeah.
for me to push you in. So I'm gonna get you and Kristen up one day.
okay, yes.
That's
I'll
my
go if
goal.
Kristen goes.
Oh no, I don't think I'm getting her up.
Oh man. Well, let me know.
All right, I'll hold you to it.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.